I hate this. Okay, this is so icky. Hello, lovelies, and welcome back to my channel. My name's Natalie. If this is your first time, welcome. So, I'm assuming you have already read the title, and I don't want to take up too much of your time, but if you are new here, I'm an autistic woman. I was diagnosed with autism when I was 7 years old. For the past 2 years or so, I have been a very active member of the autistic community, and I've been advocating on various social media platforms, specifically TikTok, where I have 50,000 followers. So, I know a lot about autism, and I've heard a lot of people talking about Sia's problematic thing. I'm going into this almost completely blind. What I do know is that the main actress is not autistic, which is already a red flag, and that Sia is just completely ignoring the feedback from the community, which really shows her intentions here. So, without further ado, let's react to Sia's trailer that involves an autistic person. I'm not sure if Sia is so butthurt about the criticism that she'll copyright strike me, so out of precaution, I'm just gonna go ahead and leave some of the white space up, and I hope that doesn't bother y'all too much. Let's get into it. Already. Okay. This is something that is going to be very specific to autistic people. It feels very off, and that's because it's not an autistic actor. See, when autistic people do things like look at the ground, move our hands in a certain way, that's our form of body language. It's our form of communication. And basically the best way to describe it is hers is obviously very accented. It doesn't feel quite right, and I don't like how it already is giving me slight inspiration porn vibes. Like, are y'all getting that too, where it's instantly is like, oh, she's just different. No shit. We've been new. Anyway. This comes off in such an icky way. I'm trying to think exactly how to describe it. That this bit right here where she's talking about music, she's talking to the girl in a childlike manner, when non-speaking autistic people are perfectly capable of hearing. One's ability to speak or one needing to use alternative communication devices has no bearing on their intelligence, so that feels a bit icky. And no shade to the actress, by the way. She's a minor, and ableism is very normalized and probably isn't aware of autism, but this just, it feels icky. That's wrong. As someone who does the same fingers playing thing that she does, like, I'll do this sometimes when I'm happy, or like, do that, or do one of those. That's my way of expressing happiness as an autistic person, and that is just not it, chief. That is. Also, that's not how AAC works. It looks akin to like a Dynavox or something similar, a very small device. There's not words like am or I. It's, for the most part, just objects. There might be some pronouns in there, but those specific types of devices, you can't type out I am happy. And also, that it feels really icky because that also it seems like they're trying to put an emphasis on her saying the words I am happy, which is a very neurotypical, ignorant viewpoint, because autistic people don't need to say that they're happy to communicate that. We show that with our stimming and how we look, which is not done correctly here. What are they doing? Like, there's no context, there's no nuance, it's just, look, autistic people think and feel. Isn't that nice to know? And here's shots of her existing. What is this?
Dear Kasu, there's magical little girl, your sister.
Magical little girl. That's a thing that happens a lot when neurotypicals, specifically allistics, non-autistic people, are like describing autism and they're not comfortable with it. They'll say special, unique, magical. It's like, we're just people. We're just different people, okay? Stop acting like we have to be like superfluous in our abilities to be able to be accepted. That's not how this works. Stop it.
Everything you are saying to her, and if you are having...
That's so wrong. It just feels like she's mocking. This is why autistic people are always so adamant that you have actually autistic people play these roles. Because we can tell the difference. Okay, we can tell the difference. It's the same thing as like most Americans can't do a South African accent very well. It just sounds wrong. So for the most part, if you want a character with a South African accent, you get someone who already has the accent so it doesn't sound like they're mocking it. That's the same thing here. What the fuck? No, that's wrong. I know what it is. Okay, here's the thing with autistic people, our body language and our stimming behaviors, they're like... There's meaning behind them. There's meaning behind why we look and act the way that we do. This gives off the vibe of someone who's just going... And it's like, no. That might... Is that how neurotypical people see us? What the fuck? Really? Really? The most accurate thing about this is the fact that her hands are splayed. But that's it. This just feels wrong. The way that they're phrasing this, it's so weird. I don't... This is the thing that I don't like about neurotypicals dealing with disabled/autistic media in general. They feel like it's like novel to think that the other, it should be humanized. Like, imagine you're autistic and you're watching this and they're making it a big deal about how they can understand and have thoughts and feelings. That implies that you didn't think that before? What?
Party!
Also, sus on that. Granted, a ton of autistic people really love music. I myself, very big fan of sea shanties. But also, a lot of autistic people have some sort of hypersensitivity. So the way that she's like leaning down and saying, "We're gonna have a pool party," just screams she doesn't know what the hell is going on. What is this? I am very uncomfy right now. I am uncomfortable. Also, she partnered with Autism Speaks on this, so right away it should be taken down. If you are not aware, Autism Speaks is a hate group. For years they advocated for the essential genocide of autistic people, conversion therapy of autistic people, therapies that leave autistic children with long-term trauma and post-traumatic stress symptoms. They just suck. Also, they have no idea what the fuck they're doing. No autistic people on their board. You go to their website, they don't have anything about stimming. That's how clueless they are. Watching this actor put on autistic traits feels very, very wrong. Yes! Okay, it's not just me. It feels so... It's not quite right. It's like... Have you ever seen a photo where it's someone smiling, but it doesn't reach their eyes, so someone could tell you they're being happy, they're acting happy, and you look at that and you're like, not quite. It's the same thing here. It makes me very uncomfy. It's not well done, and it just feels so slightly off. I hate it. Oh, another thing. There's non-speaking autistic actors. They could have hired a non-speaking autistic actor. People still think that, oh, well, if they're non-speaking, then they are a potato and they can't think. Carly fucking Fleischman exists. She has a YouTube channel. She hasn't used it in a while, granted, but a non-speaking autistic woman interviewed Channing fucking Tatum using alternative communication. You could get an actor. You could get an actor. And the thing is with these, you need to get these actors because a non-speaking autistic person can only play non-speaking roles. Right? They don't have the option to do something else. So the fact that they hired someone, collaborated with a hate group, then they made someone who wasn't autistic act autistic so wrong? What is this? It feels so off. It feels so wrong. What on earth? When I get like really uncomfy, I like... Okay. Yeah, I am... She's acting different, but she's not acting autistic. Okay, I hate this. Okay, this is so icky. Who did this? Why? Oh, this is just so bad. This is so bad. Ew. Ew. Okay, so final thoughts. That was gross. That felt wrong. That was so off. And the fact that she's not accepting criticism really shows her true colors. Because if you made an honest fuck up, that's different. If you made an honest mistake, we can excuse that. Because, this is a 1-minute trailer. She probably doesn't have that much filmed. She can fix it. But instead, she's brushing it off. Which is, what the fuck? What the fuck? She's made it clear that she's not an ally to our community. Alright, that's gonna be it for this video. Jeez, that was rough. Alright, well if you enjoyed, like and subscribe. I don't post a lot, but I do post sometimes. So, that's fun. I'm on TikTok. My username is the same one as my YouTube. And I hope y'all enjoyed. See ya.